What's up YouTube? My name is Will. I'm with Andy and a couple other friends in this Team Yu-Gi-Oh! Wave project we're doing. It's just a YouTube channel. We're gonna be deck profiling, opening boxes, and this is my first deck profile. I'm running Piper Chaos right now, and let's get started. I'll show you guys the deck. The deck runs off of entirely these guys. These are amazing. They're Mystic Piper. It's a level 1. You tribute it to draw one card, and if it's a level 1, you get to draw again. And the deck is comprised of 17 1-stars. And you're always going to be drawing 2. Well, you're always going to be drawing 1. Mostly 2, because you're always going to hit that level 1, because there's so many of them. I run 3 Kinkabyo. Kinkabyo is an engine of this deck. When it's normal summoned, I get a special summon a level 1 from my graveyard. And the play is to normal summon a Kinkabyo and to get out Piper, tribute it to draw 1. So if you have Piper in your graveyard and Kinka in hand, you can pretty much draw 1 to 2 cards every turn. And these are spirits, so they return to your hand at the end phase. And they're just like Pot of Greeds every turn. It's the best. Deck runs off that. It's a Chaos deck. Most of the cards are dark and light. And to fill the graveyard, I have Magical Merchant. It's a flip effect card, and when it's flipped, you mill cards off the top of your deck until you hit a spell or a trap card, and you add it to your hand. When it goes to the graveyard, it's a light. It just can be removed for Chaos Sorcerer and whatever. So, very good card for the deck. 3 Battle Fader. It's a level 1, makes sense. You draw into it, draw another if you use the effect of Piper. And it stops damage. You just special summon it from your hand. Very good card, staple in the deck. I run 2 Treeborn Frogs, level 1s, of course. And if you have no spells or traps, which this deck doesn't really run any back row, it runs a trap. I'll show that at the end. But very good to get out, play in defense position, or I run creature swaps, and you can swap it for something and do some damage. I'll explain that later. 2 Frogs. I run 2 Effect Veiler, and I'd probably run 3 if I had 3. These 2 are rares. If you have a rare, you know, PM me. I'll trade for it. But these are good at 3. 2 is plenty for the deck. I'm pretty satisfied with 2. But the deck is at 40 cards, and you could definitely run a third if you wanted to. But 2 Effect Veilers, very good in the deck. Everyone's running Monster Effect as an engine. I mean, like, nobody doesn't use Monster Effect. Obviously, Veiler is very good. 1 Glow Up Bulb. Tuner in the deck. It's the only tuner besides the 2 Effect Veilers, which you're not going to really be tuning with very much unless you get it out of the grave with Kinkabyo, go to Formula or something. 1 Sandgame. It can search out the entire pile of 1-stars you have, so it's Sandgame's like the key to any card you're missing. Okay. I run 2 Caius, the Shadow Monarch. Everyone's telling me to run 3. I don't know. I think Caius is not the only play in this deck. I feel like if I were running 3, I would like have a Caius crutch on me. But I don't know. 2 is good. It doesn't clog the hand. I feel like 3 clogs the hand. So I'm running 2 Caius. A lot of other big monsters too. I run 2 Tragodia, which is really good. If I'm high on life points, I'll just hit him down instead of a Battle Fader. He is very good because this deck is always drawing, and his effect is you get 600 attack and defense for every card in your hand. He's always like a 3k beater, 3600 beater. Very good card in the deck. Just versatile, make itself a level 1 by its other effect. 2 Tragodia. Gorz, standard for a deck that doesn't really run back row. Just drop a Gorz, change the whole game. And as for the Chaos portion of it, 3 Chaos Sorcerers and a BLS. And those are the monsters. 27 monsters in total. Very consistent monster build. And we have the spells. 3 Creature Swap. This card really wins games in this deck. This deck has a lot of weak monsters that just recycle themselves. Like, let's say you summon a Kinkabyo, get out Piper, do the draw thing that you do every turn, and then you can creature swap for one of their monsters, and you give them a Kinkabyo, You get one of their good things, you get a tuner, you get whatever you need, and then Kinkabyo would return to their hand at the end of the turn. So they get shafted. They get no monster at a creature swap. It's a very good card in the deck. You could do a Treeborn creature swap, do some damage, whatever. 3 creature swaps is essential in the deck. It's much better than Mind Control, in my opinion. 3 MST. Abuse the MST. Get rid of their back row. It's very important. Magic Staples. Dark Hole, Monsterborn, Heavy Storm. Don't need to explain those. 1 for 1. It's like God in this deck. You summon any one out of your hand. 1 for 1, I don't know, like whatever for Piper, draw 1 or 2. Really good card. Summons any of the 17 1-stars. Pot of Avarice is good because if you eventually lose your BOs, like if you swap for a BO and actually attack it and just want to do damage instead of return it to your hand, you know, I mean, gotta recycle some stuff. Effect Failures, Merchants, Avarice lets you recycle and draw 2. Enemy Controller is a pretty good defensive card. Changes battle position. You can take control of one of their monsters, like Treeborn, Enemy Controller. Like Treeborn goes away, you get their stuff. Stops plays, good stall. Just a good card in general. Throw it in the deck. And I only run 1 trap in the main deck, and it's Treacherous Trap Hole. It's either this or Solemn Judgment, really, but I'm running Treacherous just because it's a funny card. Destroy 2 monsters on the field is the effect, and you can't activate it if there's any other trap cards in your graveyard. Players see this and they laugh. It's really devastating, actually. Really good card, just a very good card. And that is the main deck, 40 cards, and I'll show you the extra deck. 1 formula, how can you not run a formula in a 1-star deck? Very good card. You see a lot of plays, like you get out Formula, eventually you get out Caius, level 8, or Formula Chaos Sorcerer, remove 1 level 8, so Formula's a no doubt. I run an Armory Arm in the build I have right now, but it's not like essential, I'd probably take it out for rank 1 Exceed. They just came out, there's like 4, or there's like 2 that I know of that are out, like I don't know, some Queen card and Baby Dragon, but it's not very essential. But for the essential synchros, Catastor, Librarian. I like Gaia Knight. I don't know, I have a lot of space in this extra deck. The extra deck isn't really used that often because you're just dropping Chaos and Caius all over the place and Trags, but you know, that card. Brionac, this is dual terminal. I'm trying to trade this away. Don't need the value, but it's a nice, pretty card. Brionac is in the extra deck. 1 Black Rose. RDA. This is another card that I'd take out just for the rank 1 Exceeds eventually. Not very essential. I just have it in there for the fill of 15. Colossal. Good 8-star. Thought Ruler. Good 8-star. Scrap Dragon. And you're only seeing so many because there's just so much space. Like, there's no, like, synchros that you have to run in this. You could just run, like, whatever, like, stable synchros. Stardust. Trish is what I'm going to tell you to run. I mean, Mistworm is good, of course, but I need a Trish. You should probably check out my trade binder video, see if you want to swap a Trish for anything. And, you know, Shooting Star is in there, just because I have a whole bunch of room, and Halberd Cannon's in there, just because I have a whole bunch of room. I really don't see myself synchroing that much in that deck, but I have the room. And on to the extra deck, or no, the side deck, sorry. Side deck's pretty simple. It's just like anti-whatever I'm facing. 2 Kinetic Soldiers, facing Warriors, facing Samurais, facing E-Hero. 1 Puppet Plant, it's good to side in against a general synchro deck. You discard it, and you can take control of a Warrior or Spellcaster type monster. It's good to take control of Colossal Fighter, Arcanite, anything like that, or general synchros. You can take control of a Chaos Sorcerer just for the turn. A good side card. I see a lot of Warriors and Spellcasters in the format. There's also a different card of the same set that you can take control of, like a Dragon or something. I want that. Those are just really good side cards. I run a Chain Destruction. If there's any decks playing Tengus, This is a trap. You activate it when your opponent summons a level or a monster with 2,000 attack or more. It gets rid of all the other cards of that name in their deck. So if they summon a Tengu and I chain destruction, 2 Tengus in their deck go to the graveyard. Anti-Tengu, really good card. Mind Crush, learn what they're playing. If they're searching a lot, throw in a Mind Crush, fuck up their play. Call the Haunteds. Alright, so I have a Call of the Haunted, 2 Call of the Haunteds, and Solemn Judgment. I took the Call of the Haunteds out of the main deck because they were starting to get in the way. It's still a good card in the deck, but like, if you Call the Haunted for like a Piper, if you have a dead hand or whatever, and just like draw 1 or 2, the Call of the Haunted stays on the field. And you can't drop Gores, you can't pull out your Treeborns. So Call of the Haunted got in the way. And Solemn Judgment you can swap out for Treacherous, just straight up. My Body is a shield. I run this in most side decks I have. It's anti-JD, like JD blow up the field, psh, My Body, if you have a monster on the field. It's just a good card to have if they're just blowing up monsters all the time. You just throw that in. It'll mess them up. 2 System Downs, completely wrecks machine decks. You gotta have it. I mean, anti-warrior, anti-machine. Just throw it in the side deck. And 2 Noblemans, if I'm facing like Lightsworn, I'll just take out their Rykos, or if I'm facing like a Beast deck, I'll take out their Hamsters. Really good card. And that's the whole deck. YouTube, Piper Chaos, very consistent. Go try it out. I'll be on the next video. I'll have up my trade binder. I'll just show you what I'm willing to trade and tell you what I want. My friend Andy will also do that. Peace.